Hey family, welcome to Family Meeple. I'm Raymond, and this is our continuation of the Marvel United Ultimate campaign into Spider-Verse, is where we are. And we have our next villain that we're facing off against, but this one does have a special setup, so let's have a look. We are against the Green Goblin. So what it says regards to his special setup is we do not place the threat cards and tokens on the locations, and instead we keep the cards in a location face down in a deck, and the threat tokens in a pool beside them. Okay, so when we have a look at the board, you'll see this is what we've got here. My face just over there. So, but yes, we've got all the threat tokens and the threat deck. Okay, so if we have a look at his rules then. So special rules: when a threat is cleared, shuffle it into the deck and add a threat token from the pool to the mission card. Green Goblin can't be damaged if there are any civilizations on this dashboard. If you are in his location, you can use double heroic feat to rescue a civilian here. Okay. When he bams, do 1 damage to a hero in Green Goblin's location, draw a threat card, place it on the next clockwise location without a threat. In the event of overflow, where tokens cannot be placed, draw a threat card, place it in the next clockwise location without a threat. Villainous plot: the heroes lose when all locations have a threat card. So this is what Green Goblin is doing. Very different again. Very different again. I've not seen anything like this. So very different. Okay. I don't know why I've lost my civilians out of the Daily Bugle. Get back in there. Okay. So let's have a look at the setup we have joining us to fight off against Green Goblin. Get his character out. See where he's going to start off. Location 6. So he's going to start off in the Daily Bugle. Of course, we know these locations. We've been playing them a while now. So Daily Bugle, that is where at the end of the turn, reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. You may place it on bottom. And so 3 locations away from that is where our heroes will begin, over at Brooklyn Bridge. Let's see who we're going to have joining us this game. We're going to be back with Shuri with her wonderful wilds. Of course, this isn't a challenge mode, so we do have all of our wilds in here, so she'll draw up to 3. And accompanying Shuri, we have Vision. So let's have a look. He's got attack, double heroic feat, and his special solar gem blast. Okay, so let's get our heroes out to Brooklyn Bridge. That is where they will be beginning. Okay. In typical fashion then, we are all set up, ready to go, which feels a bit odd because we've not got threats out. We'll give them a quick shuffle, so we can see. You guys at home can see there's no fiddling going on here. Likewise, our villain deck, there's no sort of start cards or anything like that. It has a special startup. So we will start by drawing first villain card, and it is move 4 and a bam and put out thugs. Okay, so we are going to start off with moving 4. So we know that that's 3, therefore over at Oscorp Tower, he is going to bam, so he's going to deal 1 damage to each hero in that location, which there are none, and he's then going to put the first threat out in a clockwise, the next clockwise location without a threat. So over at Midtown High School now, we have Electro. Okay, so let's just give ourselves a quick look at what Electro will be doing for us, or against us. So deal 1 damage to each hero in both adjacent locations whenever the Green Goblin BAMs. Okay, so that's what Electro will be doing. And he comes in with 4 health. I'll pop that stack of 4 there. Okay. And then we're going to put out thugs. We're going to put out 2 thugs, and we're almost at the point of overflow in our first 3 locations. So I think we may want to deal with that. Remember, his mission is to get all 6 of those threat cards on the board at the same time. Okay. So we are starting left to right. We started with Shuri. So we've got a heroic and a punch. Oops, put that in the storyline. We've got Young Genius, so a single wild or a single move. I think a single wild definitely trumps a single move. In fact, let's draw again, and a single heroic feat. Okay, I'm thinking just to start us off, I'm thinking let's go ahead and use Shuri's double icon card. So we'll sit that in the storyline. So where she is at the moment, we'll do a heroic feat and rescue a civilian. We'll do a punch, take out a thug. So at least we've got a bit more breathing space again over at Brooklyn Bridge. And then the end card special says you may add 1 civilian to any location, then rescue 1 from this location. So she'll add a civilian there and then rescue it. There we go. So we've already kicked off on our mission. We are back to Vision. So on a single heroic feat, so we've got a double heroic feat, a single punch. Not got any movement. That is not good, folks. That is not good. Really wanted to be able to move. Okay, it is what it is. So we will move these down. We're going to do a single punch, because at least that enables us to take out these 2 remaining thugs over at Brooklyn Bridge, and we can activate again the Brooklyn Bridge power to put a civilian there and rescue a civilian. We are doing really well on our mission here. Back to Shuri. We have a single heroic feat. We need to get moving, folks. There are no 2 ways about it. So we're going to play Young Genius. So we're going to put that into the storyline. We're going to give Vision a wild token he can use on his turn. And we've got a wild and a punch. So I think Shuri will move to the Oscorp Tower, deal a punch to a thug, and at the end of her turn she'll gain a movement token. That is power at Oscorp Tower. Rhymes, so it's right. Okay, we are back to our villain. Green Goblin does move 3 and a BAM and put out civilians. So let's have a look. 3, 1, 2 and 3. So she's now going to populate the other half of the board with tokens, so a bit of breathing space maybe for us, but again it does mean we are at risk of overflow right across the board. Remember, when that overflow kicks, he puts out another one of his threats, so that is not good for us. My finger's stuck. I can't do this. There we go. Okay. And 2 civilians. And you're thinking, why is he gone under there and I haven't done my BAM? I'm going to do my BAM. Okay, so Electro will cause damage to neighbouring locations. So Shuri takes a point of damage. So we'll just put one of these heroic feats at the bottom there. That's fine. And of course, for our villain himself, Green Goblin, he will do his BAM, which is deal 1 damage to heroes in his location, which there are none. And he's then going to draw a threat card. So we'll see what that threat card is. It is Craven in the next location. So let's just have a look at what Craven brings to the throw. Okay, so when he BAMs, move this threat to the next clockwise location with any heroes and no threat. If possible, deal 1 damage to each hero in that location. So Craven is pretty mean. Let's pop that out. Which means we've got our second threat out on the board, and he also comes in with 4 health. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Green Goblin is done. We are back to our heroes. We are now over to Vision, who gets a no movement. He gets a heroic feat. Move these down slightly. Heroic feat and an attack. Heroic feat and attack. Now we've got a wild token, and we have got a wild in the storyline, so we can indeed move. We are at risk of overflow at the labs, and of course we've got Craven the Hunter there now. Certainly got plenty of civilians to be clearing up now, which is not a bad thing. Although I'm thinking I might just put down the heroic feat and attack. So we've kind of split in the difference a bit, as we're fairly even on the missions, and also there's still a fairly even spattering, certainly on that half of the board, with thugs and civilians. So let's go ahead. We're going to use the wild to move Vision across to Osborne Labs. And then we're going to use the heroic feat and attack to clear 2 of those tokens. 1 civilian and 1 thug. Okay. And he'll keep the wild token for future. Now over to Shuri, who will... Oh, she's got a double wild. Very nice. I think we're going to play the double wild. What else might she do? She might do down a movement otherwise, but no, I think double wild's definitely more powerful. So double wild, heroic feat, and an attack. That's fine. So let's do the heroic feat to rescue this civilian. So at least we've got 2 spaces back at Oscorp Tower. And she's going to move with a single wild. And we've got a wild and a attack. So we'll do 1 thug and 1 civilian. Okay. So. And we know that she's safe from Craven, because there's already a threat in her location. So we are back to Vision, who will draw a card, and it is a move and a heroic feat. Couldn't have asked for better, I think. A move and a heroic feat it is. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Because that means we can do... Oh, it means we can put Green Goblin under pressure. Really what I want to do. that really what I want to do? Do I take out Craven instead? No, not quite. Not quite. But I could use the double wild to attack Craven, and I have got a single wild that would take him down to 1 hit point. Would nearly finish him off. But he just hasn't got thugs to attack is the issue. So here he does his heroic feat and rescues the civilian at Osborne Labs and then moves to Queens. He could do 2 more civilians, but the issue is that would then clear this and put Green Goblin under pressure. Now, Shuri hasn't got any attacks at the moment, and neither has Vision. So there is a fundamental question around our ability to both clear the thugs, which we need 3 of, but also to then defeat Green Goblin, because we need to do attacks as well. What's the alternative? The alternative would be to move Vision 1, 2 using the double a wild and a heroic feat, and then do an attack to clear a thug. We're certainly the most balanced. Are we going to go balanced? I think we're going to have to risk balance. Oh, okay. We're going to go balance. Right, so Vision has got a move, a heroic feat, and double wild. He's going to heroic feat and rescue this civilian. He will then use the double wild as movement to go across to Oscorp Tower, and then use the use a move and a single wild, and then the other wild will be used to do an attack. And at the end of his turn, he gets a movement token. Okay, we are back to Green Goblin. Going to do a 1 and a bam. We're going to move 1. He's going to bam. So there's no one there to attack, but he is going to put out his next threat, which is, ooh, let's see what it is. Corporate thugs. When this threat is placed, add a thug to this location. Each thug in this location requires 2 damage to be defeated. Now, thankfully, it's going knob all over the place to the location we've just cleared. So there will be 1 thug in that location. If I can get the thug out. My fingers are too fat. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the thug is out. And he's now going to require 2 points of damage to clear that location. And the next threat token comes out. So we've got half the threat tokens out, half the threats out. He is halfway to completing his mission. And we're going to put out more tokens. So I do need to dig those out, sorry. Come on. Throwing them everywhere. Okay, so we're going to have 2, and he's going to put out civilians. So he's going to put out 1 in Queens, so we narrowly avoided overflow there. Okay, he's going to put out 2 at Osborne Labs, and he's going to put out 1 at Brooklyn Bridge. Okay. So, We've avoided overflow. That is his turn done. We are back to Shuri, who has another young genius. Okay. So, he's got thugs. She's got a move and a heroic feat. And we've got thugs next to us. Okay, that's fine. So we could definitely do young genius. And we're going to do a wild to do an attack. Take out one of those thugs. She will then do a move and a heroic feat to rescue a civilian. We are 2 tokens away from being able to start attacking Green Goblin. And we're going to give another wild token to Vision. So we are back to Vision, and he has put all his tokens there. Evolving Intellect. Gain 1 wild token for each location with no empty slots. Now I think I played this card wrong in the last game. I played Vision. So I think I read it the wrong way around. I think I read gain a wild token for each location that has empty slots is what I did last time. But it is no empty. No empty slots. So it's on the verge of overflow. I think that's what it was. It's probably even more difficult, to be fair. Okay, so he can use this to gain a single wild token and put a wild, giving him 2 wilds. And he would gain another wild. Yeah, go on. Let's do it. Okay. I think I may as well use that. Anything else? Yes. Okay. So we've got 2 wilds in the timeline, and he's going to gain a wild token on the basis that Queens is absolutely full. There is no capacity there, and so you can sense check my sanity. Evolving Intellect, gain a wild token for each location with no empty slots. Yeah, so that is the only location on the board that doesn't have any empty slots, therefore it gains a wild token. So we've got 2 wilds in the storyline, and he's got 3 wild tokens and a movement token. Which is great. So I say it's great. Okay, so he's going to do a move, use a move token to go across to Brooklyn Bridge. He's then going to use the 2 wilds in the storyline to clear 1 civilian and 1 thug, so they are all gone, which means, although we haven't cleared any threats, Green Goblin is now subject to attack. He is now vulnerable. Therefore, is it worth me, because he is now going to go. Okay, we're going to use a wild. Feels a bit of a waste, but we'll use a wild to move over to Osborne Labs. So we're there with Green Goblin, and we're going to do the double wild tokens, 2 wild tokens to do 2 points of damage. We've hit our first hit. Green Goblin, he has 3 hit points left. We are not back to Shuri, however. We are back to Green Goblin. who will do move 0 and bam. Okay, so he's going to, in staying where he is, his bam is to deal 1 damage to each hero in Green Goblin's location. So Vision takes a point of damage, so we'll get rid of the single heroic feat. And he will then bam. So let's have a look out on the board first of all. Move this threat card to the next clockwise location with any hero and no threat if possible, and then deal 1 damage to each hero in that location. Now unfortunately Shuri is out on her own. Excuse me. At the Daily Bugle. So he will go there, and I should have used that ability to check that master plan card. But anyway, that's fine. So Craven has moved. The other BAM effect is and deal 1 damage. Shuri is about to go down, so she'll lose her heroic feat. And then of course the other BAM that we've got out on the table is Electro, deal 1 damage to each hero in adjacent location. So Shuri does take that final point of damage. She is knocked out. Hopefully that will hold us in good stead, folks, for completing this game, but we will see. So she gains a knockout token, and then we're going to put out the next threat, and it is stuck together. Lizard. Have a look at the lizard. So when he activates the BAM, he's got 5 hit points. Deal 2 damage among heroes in this location. Heroes choose how they split the damage. Okay, so that will go here because it's the next location along that doesn't have a threat card. We are 4 for 6. Are we going to get damage to injure? Oh, it's a risk, folks. It's a risk. Okay. 5 hit points onto Lizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But no overflow. No cards, no tokens going out. It is back to Shuri, who will fully draw up. So we've got a move and heroic feat. Got a double heroic feat. We've got a single attack and a wild. I mean, she could put down a wild. She can't really do a lot herself. Is the truth of the matter. She could do a single attack. Worth doing a single attack. She's got a wild in the storyline. What are the odds, folks? What do you reckon? Let's do the wild. And let's get Shuri where... Oh, I don't know whether to do the wild or not. Oh! 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 She's got a movement token. I'd forgotten about that. So yes, that at least gives us something. But is she better to put out? Punch. Ah! No! The punch! Punch! The punch! The punch! Aha! I think we have it, folks. So, she's going to put out the single attack. So she's got a wild and an attack. So, she will use her movement token. Aha! to move across to Queens. It will then use the single wild to move to Osborne Labs, and at Osborne Labs with the Green Goblin, she will use her attack, take off one more hit point. Green Goblin is down to 2 hit points, and we are now back to Vision, who has his double wild. Oh, perfect timing. If it hadn't been the double wild, we'll play it out. Double wild and an attack. Okay, Green Goblin has 1, 2 hit points left. He takes the final damage. I've lost the plot. And Green Goblin is taken out. Wow. Excuse me. Struggling today, folks. Apologies. Okay, so that was surprisingly easier than I thought it was going to be. There was a few of those, certainly in my thinking, breathtaking moments of, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Which way are you going to go? So, yes, having just pulled that double wild, that was fine. If he hadn't, the plan was to play Solar Gem Blast, which was my decision for Shuri putting the extra attack out. So Solar Gem Blast says add all of the attacks at the bottom last 4 hero cards in the storyline, deal that much damage to a single enemy in your location. So that would have afforded him 2 points of damage on the basis that, yes, that would have afforded him 1 point of damage, and then the single attack does 1 more point of damage, which was 2 points of damage. So either way, Green Goblin would have been done. But that was it. So Green Goblin can't be damaged if there are any civilians on this dashboard. I'm curious, did we just get very lucky in the cards that we were pulling that he had no civilians on his dashboard? Let's have a look, shall we? So this was the next heroic feat. So I probably was saved by grace forgetting to do the Daily Bugle. So he would have stayed where it was, he would have bammed. Goblin Formula, as long as this card is face up in the storyline, Goblin has an extra health point and deals 1 extra damage when he's bams. That's pretty nasty. So glad we never saw that one. That would have definitely made him considerably hoopier. Aha, here we go. Kidnapped. Move 2. If there are any civilians in Green Goblin's location, take 1 and place it on his dashboard. We've got 5 at a bam, and then put out thugs and civilians. 2 at a bam with civilians. The formula, which we've already seen, so extra health and extra damage when bamming. And he has 1 more kidnap card and then a attack card. Okay, so yeah, if we'd have had kidnap cards, we'd have had to be dealing with that. Fortunately, we didn't see those; they didn't come out. We did see the other threats, so let's just have a quick look at the extra threat cards. So using civilians as shields, cannot take any damage as long as there are civilians in this location as well as on his board. And then there's another corporate thug. So we probably got away fairly lightly in terms of the threat cards that we did see come out, but that absolutely is a win. I'm going to class that up as a win. That's great. We're moving on with the storyline. Let's see what we've unlocked, and I'll see you back at the table soon for another villain showdown. I hope you have enjoyed this. I certainly did. There was those quandaries in there, but we managed to fare. So if you have liked this, please do hit that like button. If you want to encourage me to keep making more content, please hit that subscribe. It really does encourage me. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Ta-ta for now.